I always loved maths. I remember when I was a child spending a whole holiday solving all of the puzzles in my book.
I watched the moon landing when I was young. It was great.
2, 1, 0, all engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Liftoff and the clock has started. Yes, sir. Reading it loud and clear.
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
I had a book of whales and I loved it. I read it all the time. I literally read it every single day.
When I was young, I had a bedspread with animals on it, and I was fascinated by the animals.
Every week I used to watch nature documentaries with my family. I really liked it. When Pierre-Gilles Lejeune won the Nobel Prize, I discovered my passion for science.
Your Royal Highnesses, esteemed laureate, thank you.
I had a bug watching kit that I loved. It made me feel like a real scientist.
We did a school project in a river and we were testing the pollution there, and I found it really interesting.
Trees. I really like trees. I always loved climbing trees. I've always been interested in nature.
When I was at school, I had a really cool science teacher.
A good day for me is working with ideas. A lot of other people like to do the experiments part. I don't mind an experiment, but it's less fascinating than thinking about a problem, practically dissecting the problem and trying to find new solutions. So this works better if you can share it with some other people, bouncing ideas with each other and then come up with new ideas, new solutions. So that's where I think it becomes more exciting as a day. It's more ethereal as an object, and it is harder to keep track of who had this idea, but I prefer that side of the science, of the research.
A good day is when the class I'm teaching understands what we are talking about in a lecture, or when we come up with a solution to something that's been confusing us in the lab, or when one of my group members does an awesome presentation, or when someone I care about gets a job. I love having the time and headspace to think deeply about science, far from the endless distractions of Microsoft Outlook. I also love helping people realize how brilliant they are. I guess a really, really great day is when seeing someone from historically excluded groups gets the recognition they deserve for doing brilliant science, or making fascinating discoveries, or achieving some brilliant feat of engineering.
Spores in a chip, spot-loading microfluidic chips for multiplexing and interaction studies in spore germination experiments at the single-cell.
Constructing a paper-based biobattery, we conducting carbon nanotube ink and algae printed on paper.
A systems approach to Group A streptococcal vaccine using self-amplifying mRNA. Co-designing healthcare equity, innovating with marginalised women, discovering hidden causes in biology.
An investigation into the communication and implementation of injury prevention in women's football.
An investigation into new regulatory system in plants that links the first and the last step.
Multimodal imaging platform for the detection of submicron microplastics in human blood and tissues.
There could be this assumption that a good day is when all of your experiments run perfectly, but to be honest, I think that would be too boring. It's a lot more interesting when you have a question that you want to answer, so a rough goal and an experimental outline, but you don't know exactly what challenges will come up and how you'll solve them. So it could be something that forces you to make an educated choice, think on the fly about how to adapt your plan to probe your observations a bit further, or just something unexpected in your data that makes you adapt the analysis plan so you can understand it better. And of course, that might not work, so the next day you can try something else to prove yourself that it also doesn't work. Those are some of the joys of research.
I really enjoyed meeting new people, artists and scientists, and also learning new techniques.
Here we can have like professors along with students, PhD students, and it's very interesting to see how people have different perspective and experience on scientific research.
Actually, art and science is not so different.
If you have more overlap and less separation of art versus science, you would see that the processes are very similar and you do things in a very similar way.
Sometimes it doesn't even look like a person. I trust the process.
When I am older, I want to be a scientist and an artist. I'd like to do both.